2,000 years ago, Hippocrates, the father of modern medicine himself, said, "Let food be thy medicine." With this age-old wisdom in mind, consider the sad truth that despite doctors writing over 3 billion prescriptions each and every year, incidences of all the major diseases, such as heart disease, cancer, diabetes, and even Alzheimer's, continue to spin out of control. With Vioxx being taken off the market and many of today's most popular drugs falling into disrepute, people everywhere are actively seeking a natural shortcut to better health. But when you stop to think about it, 75% of the world's population already uses natural medicines as their primary source of healthcare. Here in the Western world, however, we're only now just beginning to catch up. In a sense, one really could say that we've gone full circle. Think about the explosion in health awareness over just the past decade. Wellness, in fact, is headed to over $1 trillion by just the year 2010, as predicted by 3-time New York Times best-selling author Paul Zane Pilzer. Now that is a lot of zeros. Enter XanGo. XanGo is made from the whole fruit puree of an exotic botanical that grows throughout Southeast Asia called mangosteen, not to be confused with the common mango found at the grocery store. The mangosteen is about the size of a tangerine, with a deep purple rind on the outside and a pure, snowy white pulp on the inside that tastes absolutely delicious. Now here in North America, you've probably never heard of the mangosteen, but if you were to travel to Southeast Asia, where it's commonly referred to as the queen of all fruits, you'd find that it's not just their most highly prized fruit for its exquisite taste, but for its many medicinal uses. In the Philippines, for example, the rind is brewed in a tea to control fever and to provide relief for sore muscles and aching joints. In Thailand, villagers have used the mangosteen for centuries to treat infected wounds, skin disorders such as eczema and psoriasis, and for malaria and urinary tract infections. In India and China, preparations of the rind have been used for centuries as antimicrobial and antiparasitic treatments for dysentery and other infectious diseases. In Indonesia, dentists use the mangosteen to control pain and swelling instead of pain-killing drugs. In South America, tea made from the rind is used as a tonic for fatigue, low energy, and depression. It wasn't until about 70 years ago, however, that the Western world took this fruit under the microscope. And when they did, they discovered an entirely new class of phytoceuticals, chemical compounds we now know as xanthones. Now, xanthones are not vitamins and they're not minerals. What they are is a unique type of phytonutrient that is sending shockwaves throughout the scientific community for their potent nutritional properties that, according to doctors, can positively affect nearly every system in the human body. Like I was, you'll be amazed at the sheer volume of papers that confirm and corroborate what millions of people all over the world already know, that mangosteen is healthier and has more uses than literally dozens of other fruits combined. Your health is too important not to use the very best Mother Nature has to offer. Since XanGo was first introduced to the marketplace, the response has been nothing short of spectacular, as XanGo is well on the way to becoming a household name. The only real question is, will you profit from it? XanGo is the result of some of the greatest minds in home-based business and health and wellness coming together to bring an entirely new category of product to the marketplace that is growing faster than Microsoft, Dell, Yahoo, even eBay. XanGo's first-year sales reached $40 million, which means that XanGo sold more product in their first 12 months than Pepsi did in their 34th year. XanGo's second-year sales topped $150 million, which crowned XanGo as the indisputable, fastest-growing wellness product in home-based business in history. And in year 3, XanGo continues to shatter all the records and is literally on track to hit $1 billion in less than half the amount of time it took even Microsoft. Now, with something this big, you can't afford to take any chances, which is why XanGo entered into a strategic global alliance with Wild Flavors, the world's oldest and most respected manufacturer in the world of healthy beverages. Now, you've probably never heard of Wild Flavors before, but you have heard of many of their products. In fact, this multi-billion-dollar giant is responsible for 70% of the functional health beverages found in the typical American grocery store. Capri Sun, Mystique, and Sobe, just to name a few. But in just the first 6 months, XanGo had already surpassed what it took Sobe, Wild's previous top-selling product, 3 years to do, becoming Wild's most successful product launch in its 70-year history, and is now on track to become Wild's #1 account ahead of global giants like Nestle and Kraft Foods. Not since aloe vera hit the marketplace 30 years ago has something come along as big as XanGo. You yourself have aloe products in your household, right? In the next few years, XanGo and mangosteen, in the words of top marketers, will be bigger than aloe vera ever even thought of being. In less than 2 years, XanGo, with just one single product, has come out of nowhere to surpass these brands of Americana. Brands that took literally decades and tens, if not hundreds, of $1 million to build. So how did a company with just one single product accomplish this unprecedented feat? First of all, with a product this good, you only need one product. Next, XanGo's innovative marketing and distribution is already poised to create more millionaires than any other company in history. You know, in the home-based business industry, timing is everything. And with XanGo, your timing could not be any better. So what does all this growth mean to you? Absolutely nothing. If XanGo's founders had decided to launch XanGo through conventional avenues, where only the high-paid executives and investors can profit. Fortunately, however, XanGo opted to take this breakthrough to the marketplace exactly the same way as most other breakthrough wellness products were first introduced to the world. Products like aloe vera, ginseng, and noni juice, just to name a few. And that's called word-of-mouth marketing. Many of today's sharpest business minds, including Warren Buffett, Robert Kiyosaki, and even billionaire Richard Branson, have joined the growing legions of entrepreneurs around the world who are embracing this form of marketing. Perhaps that's why one of Warren Buffett's largest acquisitions of the last few years was a billion-dollar network marketing company. Warren also knows that conventional advertising is losing its punch, and amongst other things, network marketing is the perfect way to break through all the clutter. So ask yourself, who do you trust more, your friend or a billboard? Love it or hate it, network marketing is here to stay and becoming a major force of economic growth with countries all over the world, including China, rushing in to get their piece of the fast-growing pie. Embraced by best-selling authors, senators, governors, even presidents, network marketing is gaining much-deserved respect for its inherent ability to help ordinary people achieve extraordinary results in a relatively short period of time. Why work hard for some corporation for 40 years when you can work with XanGo for 2 to 3 years and create a residual income that can follow you for literally decades and generations to come? So how does it work exactly? Rather than sell XanGo in stores and spend tons of money on advertising, XanGo would rather pay you for doing something you're going to do anyway once you try XanGo, and that's simply refer it to other people. In fact, XanGo pays out 50 cents out of every dollar it takes in back to people just like you. From its 60,000 square foot worldwide headquarters in Utah with literally hundreds of employees, XanGo provides top-level support for its growing legion of distributors around the world with a seamless global marketing plan that allows you to participate in the growth of all these marketplaces without ever having to leave home and having to break the bank to get started. Think about it. What do you really want? I mean, what do you really, really want? Is it more time to do the things you really enjoy? Is it more money to provide you with options? Well, network marketing is one of the only industries in the world today that can afford you both the time and the money you're looking for with the power of duplication and the power of leverage. You see, in most businesses, you add and subtract. But with XanGo, you multiply and multiply and multiply your efforts over and over again so that you have what eludes 99% of the world today, and that, my friends, is lifestyle, and there's only one way you can have it. And that's if you have both free time and money equals lifestyle. So how much does it cost to get started? With no ceiling on the amount of money you can earn, one would expect to spend hundreds, even thousands of dollars. But now you can put XanGo's massive infrastructure to work for just $35. Think about it. There's only one of you and 24 hours in each day. Even the highest paid doctors and attorneys have a difficult time creating enough leverage to ever quit practicing their trade. That's why Dr. Armando de Guzman decided to become a XanGo distributor. And when his XanGo income surpassed his income as a general surgeon, he quit his practice of 30 years and went full-time with XanGo. Dr. de Guzman understood exactly what our country's first billionaire, John Paul Getty, once said, I'd rather have 1% the efforts of 100 people than 100% of my own. Right now, the health and wellness industry grosses over $200 billion a year. And analysts predict that it will over $1 trillion annually by just the year 2010. So what are you waiting for?